All right. Excuse me. Welcome to October Day 21. Shout out to that's work either way. Wi-Fi acting janky, but it's all right though. We ain't
Yeah,
gonna let the devil win.
that part.
So, um, yeah, everybody that's in the chat, besides Susanna,
Uh-oh.
is bad. There we go. Yolanda in the chat, Tina Mo in the chat, and on the panel. That's love right there. They got
All love. I try to make sure I hit all pages of everybody on the chat. I gotta get to Miss
they
Melinda's.
got they got enough ability to be in multiple places at once.
Yes, sir.
That's how I like it.
Yep, there you go.
That part. That part.
All the way.
Yeah, this about to be it's about to be the struggle, but I ain't even mad about it.
Yes, get it.
We got Jessica in the building. Thank you for joining. All right, so tonight's topic is the silent battles we all fight behind closed doors, overcoming inner struggles. So, you know me, I like to keep everything relatable to everybody in our everyday lives. And
Mhm.
Absolutely.
I think that we all have our own certain battles that we fight.
Yeah.
That the outside world does not know and that they do not need to know. So if to certain aspects of our life, that's all we're doing here.
Yeah.
So hold on, make sure I miss no comments. I have to go now, but I hope we'll have a great night. Thank you for stopping through. I appreciate it. We appreciate it.
Who was that? Thank you.
Jessica. Yep.
Okay.
Sunflower.
Sunflower, excuse me. I'll
Uh,
get it right one day. I'm sorry.
yeah, we let that name stick. I don't care how many names she changed. Still gonna be Sunflower. That girl stalked me for almost a year.
Oh Lord.
Yeah.
All right. So with that being said, consistency. No, that was just a joke. But yeah, definitely thank you
Oh,
for stopping through for a little while.
Thank you for nothing.
Cause my computer got full Wi-Fi. It's plugged in. Then StreamYard wanna be struggling.
Okay.
It's all
no,
right.
You know, yesterday they had all those things going on with the servers and stuff, Amazon stuff. It messed up everything.
Everything.
My
Every
son's classes and stuff for college, they had to cancel the classes. He was
wow.
the only one was able to find the link to get to his class. And then the teacher was like, it was only like three people out of his class that was able to get through.
Hmm.
Um, and so he was like, I'm gonna cancel the other professors rescheduled exams and stuff they supposed to have this week. It's been wholly crazy out in these streets with this internet.
Wow. Yeah. Cause I know even yesterday I was trying to, trade my stocks and whatever. That was a whole mess. And
Okay.
we didn't know what was going on, but then come to find out, the thing going on with Amazon, I was like, oh, okay, it makes sense. But
Amazon been effing off. I mean,
Yeah.
messing off. Lord, language so strong today.
Who said
Some of the
we?
strongest people are the ones who cry in silence. Strength is showing up when no one sees your effort. The quiet fight is often the hardest one to win. Real warriors heal in private and perform in public. Pause. That was kind of crazy.
But it was real though. Can you repeat that again?
Of course. Some of the strongest people are the ones who cry in silence. Strength is showing up when no one sees your effort. The quiet fight is often the hardest one to win. Real warriors heal in private and perform in public.
Oh God, that is
Yeah.
so true. And when I say that it's true on many, many levels, it really is. I mean, I've said that many times, even on lives. I was like, you don't know what someone's going through behind the scenes because when they come on, they're able to look poised and put together and and talk behind the tears, you know what I mean? And
Mhm.
things like that. You would never know what a lot of us go through behind the scenes if we didn't talk about bits and pieces of it uh here and there.
Mhm.
I
Right.
know that as it pertains to that quiet strength. Um, what people fail to realize is what people have gone through to
Mhm.
become silent in the first place.
Oh,
Yeah.
Because you have to go through a lot
Mhm.
to get to a place where you're no longer crying out loud,
Mhm.
shouting loudly, you're
mhm.
screaming about what is going on in your life. And after having so much pressure and after having so much to happen, eventually you come to that quiet. And once you come to that quiet, the build of that quiet is
Mm.
what creates the strength.
Yeah.
The build of not being able to express what you need to express for whatever reason, it ends up showing up um, in other ways. Some people implode, and some people explode. And then you have some people that try to use all of that energy and put it into something that's positive or put it into something that is helpful to others. But the truth of the matter is, it comes from a silent struggle inwardly.
Absolutely. Touche. Absolutely. That is so real.
Yeah.
That was a mouthful, Miss Tina,
It was.
because we, I only can speak from the way a woman feels, because
Mhm.
sometimes we feel, I know I do, like I
Mhm.
got to fix everything. I got to be the one to not take charge, but just make those little small steps to make things work right. My sister said this once to me. She said, sometimes we have to be the neck to our husband, meaning we'll guide them in a direction that they want to go, as they are the head of the house. Sometimes you just head of the household. We
Mhm.
have to be the neck. And sometimes being in that position can be so draining,
Yeah.
can be, it's just, it'd be a lot. And like you said, Tina, sometimes you have screamed, you have talked, you have done whatever it is for so long that it builds that quiet that I just can't say nothing else. I'm gonna let it roll. I'm just gonna let it go.
Yeah. So true.
Oof.
I mean, and even in that, sometimes people mistake the quiet for passive aggression when
Yes.
it's not necessarily passive aggression so much as it is heat. It is strength, and it is a quiet strength um, that it takes everything in you to pursue. It takes everything in you. It's one of those things where people don't realize those silent, quiet types have a tendency to have a lot of stress under pressure.
Absolutely.
And they're doing all that they can to hold it together to be able to produce, to use the energy to produce. And so a lot of times what a person sees as, oh, that individual may be nonchalant, or maybe that individual is passive aggressive. It's not that at all. It's just that they're carrying a load that you can't see. And they're carrying something that most people don't have the capacity to, because they wouldn't have gone through the things that would have fortified them to be able to carry such things, you know.
Yes.
And so the next person just wants to pass off the responsibility to someone else, but that quiet and that silent uh, kind have a tendency to take on things that other people don't even know they're taking on.
So true.
Good point. Such a good point. And then
Yeah.
sometimes because we're quiet, people think that I'm a pushover, or they think that, oh, she'll do it. She'll do it. Nah,
Yeah.
my mouth has always been a little slick. It will always be slick, but I've learned to dial it back. But still, don't take my quiet for weakness.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Man,
People tend to think that, especially when you're a very kind, giving person, they think, oh, this is right for the picking right here, right? Yep, I'm gonna take care. I'm gonna take advantage of this,
all
that,
right.
and the third, until they see you pop off, and then I'd be like, oh, I didn't know that was there. It always has been. You poked the bear,
Yep.
and I try to, and then still learning at this age that it's okay to tell people how you feel without the fear that, oh, what if they walk away? What, oh, if they don't talk to me
Mhm.
anymore? And then if they decide to do that, then guess what? That is something they intended to do from the beginning. And learn how to say, hey, I don't like what you're doing. This is pissing me off right here. And I just want to let you know that I'm not cool with it. I used to be real afraid, and sometimes I still have to push myself to say, tell them how you really feel, like for real, like straight, no chaser. Just let it come out how it come out. Because sometimes I don't want to try to sweeten it up. I
Mm.
don't want to try to make it look good or make it sound good. I want to say it how I feel it.
Right.
And sometimes when you do that, when you do that, they think you just the meanest, craziest thing that there is. Like, nah, come again.
Right.
Right. So be it. So be it. It's all good until you actually put your foot down.
True. True. Then it's like, oh, I didn't know uh you was like that, or this is the one that just tickles me beyond belief. I thought you was a church girl. What does that,
Wow. Oh, wow.
like, what does that mean? Does that mean doormat? Does that mean
Mhm.
dummy? Does that mean green? Now I might not know it all, and some things, about the world and outside, I might not know all that it is the ends of, but I have a brain, you know. They feel
Wow.
like, oh, you're the church girl, so let me walk all over you. No, I will not. You catch this mouth and hands at the same time.
Mhm.
Wait, oh,
No
She
game, no
said,
break.
wait, pause. I like that, Christina.
It don't gotta be paused. It's okay.
And
She
you
said
know, go ahead,
no.
Loretta.
She said no pause.
Ooh.
Ah, Miss Belinda.
Hi, yeah, boo. I'm here.
You tickled me with that one.
And you know what? It cracks me up that I ran into some of my old folks and they were like, man, we miss you. Things aren't the same. I said, but remember when I was there laying down the law, you couldn't stand me. Well, no,
Mhm.
It's the same thing, baby. The same gravy just warmed over.
I know that's right. Pour it in a different place and let's go.
Yeah.
Now that was a pause.
Hey, they said no pause. I'm gonna let it ride.
Hey,
Mhm.
that's
Hey,
right.
all right. Come on, stream y'all. Stream.
Ow, 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 ow. Daggone it.
Mm.
Mm. All right. So, question: what's the silent battle you think most people face but never admit?
Mm. Self doubt.
Yeah, yeah.
For sure.
That's a good
That's
one.
big. And that, yeah, it that one is was like a bullseye statement because it is. Most people uh doubt themselves like wholeheartedly. They might not say it verbally, but they do struggle with it all the time. Feelings of I'm not good enough, or what
Mhm.
nobody receives what I'm trying to let what I'm trying to show them. You know what I'm saying? That constant battle of I gotta prove myself that I'm a good woman or I'm a good dude for real. You know what I mean? Yeah. Ooh, okay. I'm just ooh, yeah, that's heavy. Whew.
I also consider the fact that most people don't like to admit when they're vulnerable,
Oh no,
when
at all.
they're open to certain ridicule, when
Ooh,
certain things actually hurt or has penetrated past the initial look or the initial um, thing that a person wants to present. Because people like to present the face of, I'm strong, I can handle it.
yeah,
Uh, this is no big deal, what someone said to me or what somebody did. And a lot of times, people don't want other people to know that actually hurt, that
yeah,
actually bothered me.
yeah.
Because I hear all the cliches. Don't let them see you cry. Don't let the devil see you sweat. All that old
Yeah,
crazy stuff. And it's like,
right.
at the end of the day, you're putting on a face so the person that did something to you don't feel bad because you still feel it. That's all it
Exactly.
is. You know what I'm saying? That you don't want them to know that they actually got to you. But the truth of the matter is they actually did get to you. And it's
Yeah,
already one of those things where the proof is in the pudding. You've been affected. Now, how you
uh,
go about how you've been affected, of course, can vary. But at the end of the day, it's still a thing of when something has hit you, has touched you, has gotten to you, whether that be emotionally, psychologically, physically, what have you.
Mhm.
At the end of the day, it's a thing of you have to be able to admit that, yeah, I'm vulnerable in this area, and that vulnerability just got exposed.
Miss Tina,
Yes.
get out my head.
Oh,
I know, right?
Because
okay.
I say that because you hit a lot of the things that I dealt with or dealing with. I can't let nobody see me, so I can't let them know that this has got to me. And then
Yeah,
I thought back and be like, so what? I am human.
yeah.
I
Mhm.
will have these feelings. You just, ma'am, thank you, ma'am.
You're so welcome.
Yeah.
That's real, 100% all day long.
Right. Shout out Shamika in the chat. We got
Hey,
Desi in the chat,
hey, Des.
and then we got Kendall in the chat. Thank
Hey,
y'all for joining. We appreciate y'all for stopping through.
for sure.
All right, so our next talking point is going to be silent suffering doesn't mean weakness. Many people suffer quietly because they fear being misunderstood. We hide pain behind smiles to protect others from our truth. Speaking up feels risky when silence has become survival. Weakness isn't a struggle, it's in pretending it doesn't exist.
Mm.
Mm,
Mm.
mhm.
Silent suffering doesn't mean weakness. However, I must make the caveat
Mhm.
Come on.
that suffering does entail that you've experienced pain. And a lot of times, people who experience pain generally feel weak, whether that's over time, whether that is, after a short while or after a long while. If you continue to feel pain consistently, it will weaken you,
Yeah.
even if it's no more than it affects you mentally, it affects you emotionally. You cannot experience pain for long periods of time, and it does not affect how you go about your day. It's no different than with football players. They get hurt all the time, break legs, arms, fingers, everything, get
Yes.
wrapped up and whatnot. If they have a severe enough injury, they do not experience the same explosiveness.
Mm-mm.
They don't run as hard, they don't run as fast after the injury. And they could have healed, but because they don't have that same confidence, the weakness is not in the tendon or whatever that tore, or the ligament that tore, or the bone that broke. The weakness now is in the mind, because you have not gotten over what happened to you, though your body may have healed. So
Yeah.
sometimes we can experience things, circumstances and situations that cause us injury. And because we've had those injuries, the memory of it keeps us in a certain place.
Yes. That psychology. That psychology will still affect you. Even with the injury as as healed. It's like uh me going for a while and then working out with coach, and because she does a different type of workout, there was parts of my body that hurt that I hadn't experienced before. And even well after it kind of healed somewhat, I still was favoring that knee, until my son was like, Mom, uh don't walk with your legs stiff, you got to bend it as you walk, because it's going to make it feel worse.
Dang. That was a great point, Tina.
Yeah, it was.
Thank you.
Bringing out the psychology.
Indeed. And she got on a white coat and glasses back there.
Uh
I'll talk, doctor.
Dr. Tina.
oh.
Doctor.
Yes.
Excuse me.
All right, y'all. So we got a question. Do you think vulnerability is strength or weakness? I think it depends on the context that it's used. Being vulnerable with the right people around you, it could help to strengthen you in your psychology. Yeah, you see what I did there. But somebody who means you no good and you become vulnerable around them, yeah, you're allowing the enemy ways to attack your armor. Pause.
Yes, yes, yes. You made me think about something somebody said to me.
Mm-hmm.
They did something, and I said, you was wrong for that because what you did or what you presented to me triggered me. And
Mm-hmm.
they said, well, I didn't know. Tell me your triggers. I'm like, why would I do that?
Mm-hmm.
Why would I give you a list of triggers so you can use them against me? Does
Yep.
that make sense? No, you can't. You can't be vulnerable with everyone at all, because some people are genuine. You can be vulnerable with them and they'll help you, talk you through it, pray you through it, support you through it, or whatever. But on the other hand, the flip side is you got those are looking like, oh, that's where she weak at. I'm gonna press that one so I can take advantage of this situation. You can't, and it's you just can't be vulnerable with everybody, because everybody does not have your best interest at heart at all.
Right.
I think that vulnerability in the right spaces can be a strength.
It can.
Um, be not necessarily because of who you surround yourself with, but the knowledge of your own vulnerabilities does allow you the space to consider who you deal with. It is information. If you take your vulnerability into consideration, you know not to put yourself in compromising predicaments as it pertains to that vulnerability.
Mhm.
Like if you know you got a thing for, if you're a married woman, let me make it the plain. If
Come
you're a
on.
married woman and you know that your husband is, 5'11", maybe 200 pounds, and he's balding or what have you, and then you see, the tall, dark, and handsome 6'5", six pack, six figures, you may not want to be running around with Mr. Six Figures with the six pack,
Right.
because that thing is something that you're vulnerable to. That is what you had considered at one point or another to be your ideal person. But that's
Yeah.
not who you decided to commit to. Who you
Right.
decided to commit to and to love and to cherish and hold and all that to death do you part don't look like none of what you were considering your preference. And so
Right.
Right.
sometimes with you having that information, in order for me to stay integral, I'm gonna keep a safe boundaries and distance as it pertains. I know I'm not finna be somewhere trying to ride the elevator with them alone. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna be,
Exactly.
allowing them to take me out for a drink or something late at night. I'm not gonna be texting them, and liking all their photos on Instagram because you don't want to
Exactly.
set yourself up for something in the
Exactly.
midst of your vulnerability. Because
That
all it
part.
takes is one time for them to wink back after you done
Exactly.
blinked two times, and then there you go, you ruined your marriage, and this person was taking good care of you.
Exactly.
And I'm not talking about taking good care of you as in paying for everything, but meaning your heart well,
Yeah.
doing you being a good person in your life.
Yeah.
Right.
That's
Mhm.
good right there. For sure.
Hmm. So when you think of the word
Mhm.
vulnerable,
Yes.
it makes you think of being exposed or being at a position to be attacked mentally or physically or whatever.
Hmm.
But that ain't always the case of being vulnerable,
Mm.
because I can be vulnerable to my kids. Like I can be, well, I guess it could, because I can be weakened because my kid needs this, or my kid said this and it just melted my heart. So I'm gonna give him those Jordan 8s that he asked for today. Those type of things. So,
Hmm.
and it's not always a bad thing to be vulnerable. It
No,
really isn't.
not
It
at all.
really isn't.
It's all about how you use it. That's why I say vulnerability is information. It's
Right.
not just necessarily a feeling or an emotion. Because a lot of people have a tendency to say, I feel vulnerable right now. All you're just saying is, I feel open to suggestion. I feel open to lowering my own inhibitions. That's
Mhm.
what you're basically saying, because we already know about the vulnerability of, somebody that can bash you over the head and then there you go, need to go to the hospital. We're not talking about that kind of vulnerability. What we're
Mhm.
talking about, though, is those vulnerabilities. Like you could be financially vulnerable. You know that if you go into that mall
Mhm.
or during a good sale and your house note due and all you got is house note money, you're gonna be vulnerable to spend that money the wrong way. So you don't need to be going to the mall on Black Friday or whatever day they have where this great sale is coming.
That part. That
Right.
part.
Yeah. And so it teaches you how to be accountable, not only accountable, but to be integral
Mhm.
because you know what where your weaknesses lie. You know what you're prone to, what you're bent toward, so to speak.
Mhm. I got you.
Ronnie in the building, Trisha Nicole in the building.
Hey, Ronnie, Trisha, how y'all doing?
Hello.
My bad, y'all. I'm trying. This thing buffering like no other.
I hear it.
Mm. And it's literally only StreamYard. But I'm watching. Come on, damn. All right, everyone's fighting a battle you can't see. External confidence often hides internal chaos. Judgment fades when you realize everyone's carrying something heavy. The loudest person in the room can be the most broken inside. Empathy should be the default and not the exception.
Ooh, that is true. But that is not an easy feat.
Mm-mm.
Mainly because we have a society that teaches you to make yourself first, consider yourself first, instead of considering what the next person may be going through or what they could be experiencing.
True.
Um, Empathy is something that people used to have on a wider basis that nowadays is not there like it used to be. And because it's like that, empathy is not even taught in school nowadays because everyone I mean, now that's the thing. You have a lot of sympathy, but you don't have a lot of empathy nowadays. Folks feel sorry for you, but they're not willing to get down at the level where you are to understand your plight, to actually feel it from a place of, or understand it from a place of seeing it eye to eye. More so, people are kind of looking down at people and look like, poor you, you having an unfortunate event, instead of understanding that this could be me. And because I understand that this could be me, I understand what that person is going through. Because if I was going through the same thing, there's no telling what I would be thinking or what I would be experiencing with those same set of circumstances.
Right.
So true. That's good.
Ladies, y'all on pause over there? Y'all done went to sleep? I'm talking too much. I'm finna shut up again. I bet it.
No, you're fine. Don't do that, woman. Not do that.
Come on now, ma'am, Professor.
Shout out to
Sometimes
Live.
you just gotta pause and think about it for a minute. That's all.
You know, my old supervisor will always tell like the folks that will come into our office, I can empathize with you, but I can't sympathize with you. I understand what you're going through, but I cannot compromise. I'm walking the walk with you, but you got to be able to hold your own. Yeah. But you be dropping them bars, Miss Pino.
Indeed, she does.
Mm,
What you
I,
mean?
I mean, yeah, you know what I'm saying? I'll say a little something. Um, it's just one of those things where I cannot help but think about these things because, especially as it pertains to that suffering in silence and dealing with the things that people deal with on a consistent basis that people just don't look at, don't see, don't try to look at, don't want to know.
Mm,
Because them knowing is going to cause them to have to either feel something and or do something based on how they feel and what they know. People don't want to be accountable for their actions, and they don't most certainly don't want to be responsible for what's been exposed to them by somebody else.
right,
It's
right.
almost like seeing the homeless man on the corner,
Mm-hmm.
and you pulled up, you're at the light. The
Mm,
first thing people do is try not to make eye contact. Don't be coming over here. I ain't giving you nothing. You know what I'm saying? They would
right.
look off into the sun. They would start looking for stuff in their car. You know, they would frown up, act real deep. You know, just anything to keep them from having that moment where you feel like you have to have compassion in
Mm-hmm.
that moment. And so I think about that, I mean, and I've been guilty of that. You know what I'm saying? I've been like, look, today ain't the day.
Yeah, that's it.
I don't know. No. But that's not necessarily the right attitude to have, because sometimes it's not about them, and then we could be judgmental. We could be like, oh, you ain't finna do nothing but go buy some, something to get blazed up with. You know what I'm saying? It's like that's not necessarily the case. You do
Right.
have people that are really out here. And on the other hand, some of the things that people go through are so jacked up until the only thing that they can do to feel better is to be on cloud 72.
Right.
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 For
Mm.
sure. For sure.
Cloud
And
70.
because we don't know what they've been through.
Right.
Exactly.
We don't know
Right.
what they've experienced. You know what I'm saying? Because I can't imagine being a man. Because men have it a lot harder as it pertains to homelessness than women do. There are a lot of, shelters and things. There are family members that are willing to take in a woman with her kids or just a woman, period, to get her off the street. But when it comes to men have it hard.
They
I
do.
can't imagine being a man losing everything. Let's say he lost his job. After he
Right.
lost his job, he lost his marriage. After he
Right.
lost his marriage, he lost his place to stay.
That
Not
part.
only did he lose his place to stay, but he lost everything else because maybe his ID was stolen while he was out on the street. Somebody robbed him of whatever he had, his possessions, because he didn't have anywhere to go. And then you're talking about someone that may have been successful at one point in time that are now looking at life like, what's it worth living? But I'm not willing to hop in front of a bus and let them hit me. I'm not willing to jump off of a bridge and take my chances of maybe I survive and maybe I won't. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And I think about stuff like that and I'm like, and it may sound far fetched to someone who feels like they can get some help if they want to and they can get what they need if they want to. They just don't want it. And I'm like, but you don't know what the person has been through.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know what their experience has been. That's no
Right.
different than people that don't want to date. And I'm not in nobody's business. I'm just using this for an example. Some people don't want to date because of what they went through in the last relationship. It was
Yeah.
so horrible.
Yeah.
And people can be terrible
Yes, they
towards
can.
you to the point where they've taken advantage of you. You've been in a space where you had to walk away from everything. You
Yeah.
in a space where you had to start from scratch. You know
Uh,
what I'm saying? Because the only way that you was going to have peace is if you left everything. Because if you tried to fight for something, it was going to create chaos and confusion. If you
yeah.
tried to fight for what you thought was yours and what you paid for and what you put your little 2 dimes on, you know what I'm saying? If it wasn't no more than a pair of socks, I'd rather walk out with boots and no socks than fight with you about one sock,
I
Right.
know that be right. Just
Right.
just for
in
the sake of having peace. And
yeah.
so sometimes, and then other people come on, all you got to do is try again. I'm like, well, you give up your socks and you see how that feels
I
walking in the
know that's
snow
right.
after I done left everything behind. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah.
And so people don't have that empathy to even understand or try to put themselves in somebody else's shoes to
Mm-hmm.
be able to see the eye to eye with a person, to be able to level with them. I may not have been through what you've been through, but I understand enough of your situation to know that I need to be empathetic towards this situation. Because if it had been me, I don't know what I would have done.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Good point. Very
Very.
good point. Yep. My apologies. Yes.
He'll be coming back in a second, I'm sure.
Yeah, he will.
Um, yeah, he might have to leave out and come back in.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, well, let me go on ahead and acknowledge the people that just entered the chat. Alice, thank you for coming in. I see you. I appreciate your presence. In the chat, Epi Poo, we see you. Thank you for showing up. Um, in the chat, in the channel, in the channels, because we tend to see you somewhere everywhere.
Yeah.
I don't know who else has come into the chat. I know that Elevator is having a couple of technical difficulties, and when he's able to, he will show up and we'll have our regularly scheduled program. But as of right now, I mean, but back to what I was saying, as it pertains to empathy and being able to be willing to be responsible enough to be touched. because it goes back to vulnerability. Are you vulnerable enough to see what somebody else is going through and say, more than just, man, that's messed up, but
I mean,
actually become active in the situation and try to do something, or if no more, try to be there for an individual.
yes, for
Mm-hmm.
that shoulder to cry on, that listening, that listening ear. Those things are so essential, into helping, walk people through, the things that they're going through. I mean, easier now. Most people don't. You know what I'm saying? They rather pull out their camera,
Right.
instead of getting down in the dirt with you and saying, "Hey, let me pray you through this." I might not be near you, but I can be a listening ear for whatever time that you uh need, because sometimes people don't always need a bunch of words. They just need to know that they matter enough to have somebody listen to what's going on.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
We see you've made it back, elevator. You're good. So
You all right, elevated?
I think he's still having a moment.
Oh, okay.
Um, but again, I just know that I have trouble as it pertains to thinking about the other person. And I say that because a lot of times I could be stuck in my head. I'm going through what I'm going through, life be life, and regardless to the things that I believe in as it pertains to God and prayer and things of that nature, I didn't think about people. I am just not. It's not. I do not walk around with somebody else on my mind all the time. I just don't. And so sometimes there are times where there have been times in my life where my attention has to be drawn to someone, or something stands out about a person that leaves me intrigued, like I wonder what's going on with them, or what made them respond in that way, or why do they have that particular kind of countenance, why do they look like that in the face, what's going on with them. And it's those questions that pop up that causes me to investigate, hey, are you okay? And actually from a place of, not because your face is getting on my nerves, but I really am concerned about what's going on with you, and that's something that I think about as it pertains to being in a space where you could take that moment and say, hey, are you okay? If you need to talk, I'm here, for however long it takes or however long I'm available, you know. And sometimes it's about putting yourself to the side and putting the things that you have going on to the side to see about someone else.
Yeah, that's good. That's really good.
I like what Alice said. I wish I could put it on the stage. She said, "Always keep in mind that there, but for the grace of God goes I." Um, and I think about that. Somebody else can have a situation, and it's only the difference between I just didn't go through what they went through,
Yeah.
but it could have happened to me. You know what I'm
Now,
saying? It could have been me. You
yes, it
know,
could
it could
have.
have been me. And sometimes I think about that in relation to um children and the things that they go through sometimes, that
Yes.
being parents or being people of authority have a tendency to overlook, because we're so accustomed to being or kids being in a certain space. You do what you're told, you know um and especially back in the day, you had to be seen and not heard as a
Uh,
child. you know
sure.
Children nowadays are a lot more vocal. They tell you everything nowadays, and they ain't gonna stand for that whole I'm finna be quiet. And if they
Right.
are quiet, it's one of those things they may have come up. Now don't get me wrong, you do have your introverts, but you have some kids that just don't talk because they've been pushed into a corner. They've been, you know someone has done something to them you know
Yeah. That made them, retreat inward.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
You know, and other roles are like that too, so I get it. Mm.
Can you hear us elevated? Are you with us? You back with us?
Uh, I'm here like this is a train wreck. I ain't even gonna lie.
Oh, okay.
So that's why I cut my camera off. I know my face isn't too pleasant a lot of times. Like
I understand. I mean, we used to everything, kind of running pretty smoothly. So when we get the,
just bear
hiccup,
with me, y'all.
yeah, no
Oh,
problem. We here.
we most certainly bearing with you.
Yes,
I
sir.
must understand. That's why I'm just, keeping up with the flow of things.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Um,
it's
Yeah,
happy.
stream y'all gonna have to give me some credits or something.
I know,
I,
right? Owe
letter,
you a couple of dollars or something.
I know that. Get it.
We need a free month or two or six.
Listen, that part. Hundred.
Uh-huh.
Oh.
All right. So question, why do we hide our pain even from those closest to us?
Uh,
Mm,
Tina, you answered that one earlier. We don't want to be vulnerable. We don't
Oh
want to be looked at
man.
as being weak. We don't want to be. Yeah, I'm not weak, but yeah, I believe.
Um, we're more concerned about the image that we give people than who we really are.
Yeah,
We're more concerned with how someone else looks at us or how we look at ourselves or how we want to present ourselves
right,
than what we're actually going through.
right.
I have a
Yeah.
tendency to hide my pain. Sometimes just being transparent. I have a tendency to hide my pain because I don't want to be a burden to other people. I do not like the idea of shouldering or someone else shouldering my burden. If I'm going through it, I'm gonna figure it out. If I'm going through it, I'm going to come to a place where I'm gonna have some kind of understanding. If I got to research something, if I got to hustle, whatever it is that I'm going through, I don't feel comfortable talking to people about my pain. Some of it has to do with the fact that people did not listen at one point in time in my life. As much as I have you all's ear now, there was a space and time in my life where I was talking like this and I wasn't being heard. So it was like I'm talking about there were things that were going on that were near and dear to my heart, things that I had experienced that people just didn't have time of day for. And when you get to those spaces, it makes it hard for you to be intimate. And when I say intimate with people, I mean where you disrobe emotionally, where you disrobe psychologically, where you allow a person into your mental space. You let them
yeah.
know what you're actually dealing with and not just the thing that happened to you, but how you feel about it, what that thing did to you internally. And so, because of that, to this day, I still have a habit of shying away from discussing pain. And that can even be physical pain. I've gone through several different things since being live that I don't discuss. I might make mention of it lightly every now and then, but people don't have no idea what I go through on a consistent basis, and especially not on a wide scale, because I just keep those things to a bare minimum as it pertains to discussing it with people, because I believe in taking care of whatever that is close to heart, close to my chest as much as
God,
possible.
yes. That's definitely understandable.
Hello.
What up, coach?
Oh, I'm
Hey,
here.
coach.
I couldn't tell if I was on. There we go. Okay, there we go.
There you go.
Hey, coach.
Hi, everybody.
How you doing, coach?
What's up, Melinda, Yolanda, Miss Tina Mo? Elevator, what happened? What's the technical difficulty? I can see everything now.
So I guess the Wi-Fi ain't hitting, but it's not my computer's not on Wi-Fi. I
Mm.
have I have perfect bars because
Oh, I see. You just went out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, StreamYard is being weird tonight.
Maybe can you, if you leave the chat, will it shut everything down?
Yep.
Yeah,
Oh.
sure.
And even like I was trying to look up like if I refresh the page, they was like, don't do that, it'll shut the broadcast down.
Ah.
So
Mm.
I know I was having a couple of issues just with my laptop. It was saying that I didn't have any internet, and I was like, "What?" I don't know if it was some kind of update had happened or what have you, but I had to go out and then come back in, and then it picked up everything because I have using AT&T, and I'm like, "Wait a minute, I should always have some bars here," you know.
Yeah.
Because I even saw it on my phone. I'm like, okay, how is it that I'm connected to the Wi-Fi on my phone, but my laptop isn't picking it up? And
right.
so I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, so good.
Why do we hide our pain even from those closest to us?
Mm-hmm.
I guess it's the fear of being vulnerable.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes just to protect, protect yourself. Sometimes we don't want to involve other people, even though having the support would be good. A lot of times we just feel like we're being a burden, talking about our own particular pains or things that we may deal with, be it physically, mentally, or emotionally.
Hmm.
I mean, to be honest about it, sometimes the people around us are those that we consider closest to us. Just because they're the closest don't mean that we're close. And unfortunately, it's one of those things where I don't feel like I've been shown that what I have to say is valued by those closest to me.
Mm,
Mm,
yeah,
that's true.
that's valid.
Or it could be like it's just not safe.
Oh,
Like everybody is
yeah.
equipped to handle somebody else's pain. I've definitely experienced that with what I've been through in life. Like it can't handle. Everybody doesn't know what to say. Some people will say the most inappropriate things when all
Mhm.
you really need is a listening ear. And if you've had that experience with them before, then if you're going through something, you're not going to go to them again. That's
Oh, absolutely not. I remember one time sharing something with someone, just, thinking that they were that right person that I could share with. And they ended up with, child, the devil just trying to kill you. I was like, well, if I wasn't a strong person, I might have just, unallowed you, unallowed myself based on that person where he is. I might as well get rid of myself since he's trying to do it anyway. You know what I mean? And
mm-hmm.
sometimes you say stuff, trying to be super deep, um, in the moment instead of just, you know what, let me hush, let me listen, let me pray about it if that's something that I can do, instead of just saying whatever random thing or like, gosh, you ought to be able to deal with that. You better than me.
Right.
Why do you
Oh,
say that dumb stuff? Why? Why? You better than
right.
me. There's no way I would have, but I didn't ask you what you would do. I'm sharing with you my experience.
Right. Or they, like, if you're vulnerable with them, they run and tell everybody your business, and you
Yeah.
Yep.
ain't ask them for all of that. You just ask them to hear you out, and they
Mhm.
go and spread your business to other people. Like
Yep.
if you're in a
Mhm.
friend group and you're closer to, let's say there's 3 friends, like if a 3 friend group, and you're closer to one friend over the other, and you share something vulnerable with that one friend, and then they go and share it with the other friend, you didn't share it with that other friend for a reason.
Yep. And
So
that's
if
what Epi
when
says.
you've dealt with that enough,
Uh-huh.
you're going to stop sharing with those people. You're not going to tell them your business. And then if depending on the family you grew up in, that was always the messaging is don't tell people your business. So you
Mhm.
grow up that way, and then you just don't tell people your business
Right.
Mhm.
because it's not safe. Sometimes it's really not safe to share stuff with
Yeah.
people. Everybody isn't emotionally mature. Some people
No.
are really out of their minds.
Mhm. Yeah, I agree with that. Especially what Coach said about that whole thing of people cannot always handle what you have to say
Mm-hmm.
for different reasons. Sometimes it is about emotional maturity. Sometimes what you have to say is triggering to them.
Yeah.
And you send them on a spiral all because you wanted to share, the things that you've gone through with them. And they weren't ready to deal with the things they have going on in their own life. And when you come across stuff like that, it makes it hard, especially if that person you was going to, you thought that you could talk to them if you couldn't talk to anyone else.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. I mean, have any of you experienced like sharing something with someone and then it turns into them telling you about something that happened to them and forget
Yes,
what you do? They just start spilling the beans on what's going on with them. And
yes.
and that's draining too. Like you're already going
Hmm.
through whatever emotional thing you're going through. You share it with this person and then they go on a whole tangent about themselves.
Hmm.
Yep.
Yeah.
You won't
Yeah,
want
I
to share.
did that
You
several
you
times.
just get sick of that. You just get sick. You don't want to tell nobody nothing. Just deal with it on your own.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and truth be told, I know that for a long time, and it comes with the territory of always seeming to be the strong one, where people always are coming to you and telling you things and discussing things with you, and you being the shoulder that people cry on and people lean on and things of that nature. And then one day you need someone and they don't know what to do with you
Right.
because they've never been in that position before, not with you at least anyway. And
Right.
so I think about that. It's like, wow, what happens when the community around you or this space that you've kind of built due to your own actions has been to your own detriment because you don't have anyone that you can lean on because everybody's been leaning on you the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
Been so busy trying to be there for everybody else that you didn't take the time to find out who's there for you
True.
and who has the capacity to be there for you. Y'all all right over there?
Yeah,
Yeah.
girl, I'm
Yeah.
reading the comments. Uh-oh.
Elevator, you want to put up the next talking point? Can you?
We have a brother of a certain age that is coming to the chat. Thank you. Appreciate you for showing up tonight.
Yes, sir.
Torian, thank you for stepping in to the live. As you can see, Elevator said he's having technical difficulties. If you want to join someone else's chat, that'll be cool. I don't think they're having issues on their end, which is the case. I'm not having any issues. I don't think anyone else is. Um, thanks for having me. Absolutely. Appreciate. Wait. Appreciate you showing up to the live, Torian. But yeah. Whew. It's something else though. I must admit it's something else. To experience that whole thing of feeling like there's no one that you can talk to or no one can handle what you're experiencing.
That is so true.
That's where therapy come in. Child.
Oh, yeah, almost certainly. Absolutely. Um, Now the good
Because
thing I can say,
honestly, Like honestly, if you're constantly like, you have to also think about it like this. If sometimes, like we said, your friends that aren't capable of handling your stuff, and you want to be careful that you're not trauma dumping all the time on your people
Mm-hmm.
and
True.
expecting them to lift you up. They can't, they might not always be able to do so. And that's, like I said, that's where a good therapist comes in, because you could talk to your therapist about those things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. Um, I think it's good too to have a confidant.
Yeah.
Whether that's your spouse or a friend of some sort, that even if they can't necessarily offer you um can't offer you solution, they can at least offer you space. They can
Yeah.
offer you time. They can offer you a listening ear. Now we have to have the emotional intelligence to know this person is not going to give me something I could use. This person is outside of them being a listening ear. This person is not. I can't expect for them to be my uh, counselor or my therapist,
True.
my psychologist in any form. Because some people, you go to telling them your business, and this, they have you on drugs and alcohol out here. Passing it out to the highest bidder, because that's their way of coping. And so
Yeah.
you have to be careful when it comes to opening yourself up to people. Um, I see you, Torian. Yeah, but it's one of those things where you want to be careful about um, who you talk to. But it goes back to what I say this so often about knowing the people that are in your circle, taking the time to get to know the people that are in your circle. Like scripture says, know them that labor among you. Know the
Yeah.
people that you're surrounded with, so that you know who you can lean on or depend on in whatever facet, or
Hmm.
what things you can delegate to a person as it pertains to your emotions, or as it pertains to whatever it is that you're experiencing in that moment.
Yeah. Makes sense. Totally.
Yo, StreamYard don't not want you to be great tonight, elevated child.
Extreme without giving him a hard time. Real hard time tonight.
Tell me about it. I'm over here having a silent struggle.
Aw.
Yeah, this is pissing me off.
We're sorry, buddy.
Nah, you ain't do it.
I mean, it's technology.
I ain't
It's
mad about it.
it's
Yeah,
doing
no, I'm mad about it. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
it's
be
I
fine.
mad about
lied.
it. Them your coins, bruh.
Healing. What happens when you stop
I'm up.
performing? Oh, we.
Like,
Mm.
all right. Healing happens when you stop performing. You can't heal while playing the role of I'm fine.
Mm.
Oh, that is so true. You really can't. I mean, because what what happens is it's going to spill over. The more you, I'm fine, everything's fine, I'm okay, it's gonna be all right, da-da-da. And then it ends
Mm-hmm.
up being like shaking a bottle of soda and taking a softball. It ends up exploding, or either you kind of retreat inwardly into yourself and begin to um shut everyone out, which is also extremely dangerous and can be very toxic.
Mm. I see it, and I don't know what to think about it. Healing happens when you stop performing. I agree. I do agree. But I also wonder how a person navigates the space of experiencing what they're experiencing,
Mhm.
um, and continuing to move forward while in the healing process. Because um, sometimes to stop performing can have you sidetracked to the point where you stop doing everything.
Yeah.
And I get the whole thing of kind of gritting your teeth and mustering through it anyway. But it's one of those things where I kind of wonder what it is to um, not always show up in a space, or how do you navigate the space of I still got to do what I got to do, but I need to deal with these emotions and I need to deal with these feelings, what that
Mhm.
actually looks like. And I'm saying it from a sincere place because I do know that it is so easy to just keep going
Yes.
because you can distract yourself from what you're feeling by what you're doing.
Mhm. That's so true.
And you
I,
can become so inundated on trying to be strong, trying to look strong, and trying to be there for other people, trying to get certain things done that you don't no longer become a real priority as it pertains to what you're experiencing inwardly.
yeah. And it's good to have people who, are spiritually discerning, um, that could, see beyond the things that you hide. It's good to have people that can help pray you through. And not just, it's not always necessarily about them praying for you, but it's you being able to say, hey, can I pray for you? You know what I mean? Can I, whatever it is that you need, even if I can't necessarily be always present there with you, how can I help you from where I am?
hmm I mean, and truth be told, sometimes it's just about getting professional help, to be honest.
That too.
Um, when I saw this particular subject about suffering in silence, um, I immediately thought to Danielle, who I was wishing that she was here now
Okay.
because I almost wanted to ask her some questions. But it's one of those things where I don't trust everybody Christianity. Now I'm going to just acknowledge the elephant in the room.
That is
I
so
don't
true.
trust everybody's praying. I don't trust everybody's knowledge as it pertains to God. With
No,
that being said,
ma'am.
I also do not necessarily trust every person that calls himself a therapist. Every
That's
person that says, I have a degree, I can help you, this, that, and the other. And I don't care how many schools they've been to. I don't trust everyone in that space. With
right.
that being said, I look at people like Danielle who mix the two as it pertains to having a Christian background, but also with it has secular knowledge that she mixes the two, where you can have a logical discussion that deals with not just where your faith lies, but actually deals with the thing that you do and how to live those things out, how to walk those things out
Mhm.
practically.
Absolutely.
And I think that sometimes folks just be ready to lay on the couch and just talk about what their problems are to a therapist without getting any resolve. Then you have the other people that just want to pray heaven down but never do anything about it. And so I'm like, I don't want neither one of those things. I don't want to just talk until I'm blue in the face and somebody collect a check from me. On the other hand, I- say your oil. I don't need you to lay hands on me.
Yeah.
Because it's a thing of I need some guidance and I need some understanding that
Yeah.
will help me to move in a particular way or help me to be active in the healing process and not it just look like a theory or not it just look like it's totally left up to um a belief system.
Yeah. So true.
Yep, very true.
Woo.
Yeah, that's real. That's so real,
Because
man.
I know it's a lot of people that can get super spiritual and I'm like, yeah, and when you get through, when you get up what understanding do you have to move forward?
True.
Boom.
That part.
Hmm.
Yeah, and that's not pooping on nobody's face or nothing like that. It's just that I want to see results. I
Right.
want to see something that I can put my hand on or put my mind to that could help me to move into a space where I'm like, okay, I'm seeing progress, and I
Hmm.
don't see a lot of progress in people's lives
Right.
on either side. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
I,
The ones that's just going to therapy and ain't studying nothing about the Lord, and then the folks that I don't really care about is the Lord and they ain't studying therapy. And I'm like, no, I think it don't need to be a either or. Sometimes I think it needs to be combined, but I don't know. It's one of those things. I need practicality to go with my faith.
think
Mhm.
practicality is one of the best things that you can have. I have been under therapists that illegally shared my information outside of the confounds of therapy, so that caused me to have a serious distrust with therapists, and not necessarily saying that they're all are bad, but
That sounds like a lawsuit.
that put me
Mm.
that put me in a bad place. I mean, when you get trusted people from, hey, you can talk to this and this and this, and then you find out that thus and such is spreading your information uh in spaces, that, like she said, lawsuit worthy. It is not even supposed to, they're bound by laws, and they're not supposed to share any of your things. I've had that happen like more than once. It's sad.
Hmm.
You
Yeah,
could sue for
yeah,
that.
Yeah.
yeah.
That's
That's
malpractice.
definitely sue worthy. Breach of
They're
what's it?
breaching the
Contract.
Yep.
They
Um,
make you sign the HIPAA form when you
uh
study
huh.
therapy,
They do.
and if they're not supposed to disclose anything unless the information is going to harm you or someone else,
Mm.
Exactly. The only reason, in event of emergencies, like a child, doing
or
therapy,
if it's
they
right,
say
or if
something.
it's something that you disclose about a child, then
Yeah,
they have to report that. But they'll
yeah,
also let you
of
know
course,
that they're gonna
mandated
report it.
reporting. Call-
But they signed a Hippocratic oath that says "do no harm."
Yeah, they do.
So even in what they're doing now, outside of the confines of that which is covered by law,
BFF.
no, somebody supposed to get sued. Somebody need to break you off something. You know,
Salute to BFF in the building.
BFF in the building. Greetings and salutations, sir.
Hello, sir, BFF.
No, but I'm sorry that happened to you, Yolanda, because that's really unprofessional.
Yeah,
Yeah. Well, a
you
lot of
just
these folks be flogging out here. They get them a couple of certificates, and they be wanting to, act like, put their little plaque back there in the wall. If you don't read it, you don't know that's not all that what they supposed to have,
right.
Or
Yeah,
you get one of those that are studying under someone, and they're using you almost like a guinea pig,
yeah,
to get the right amount of hours before they can even become fully licensed. And so, you got to be careful with stuff like that because they really literally can be guinea pigging with your mind and your emotions and have you out here, floating off into the sunset of the crazy as a Looney Tune.
exactly. You just gotta be careful. You gotta really dig and do your research. You really gotta vet these people out. You know what I mean? And ask them not only their credentials, but for I don't know. I can't think of the right questions, but you just gotta they have to be vetted, and then you have to do your research, and look up, like, have they ever had any complaints and things of that nature, all that kind of stuff. You can't just jump into stuff wholeheartedly no more.
Just like when we are going and they are giving us that intake, we should be doing the same thing with those professionals, interviewing them, seeing if they are the right fit for us, and if they're not, move on to the
Yeah.
next.
Yeah, so true.
I mean, and truth be told, I think that because which is mostly African American community, we're new to the space of going to therapy by and large.
Yeah, and a counselor is not the same as a therapist.
Say that
No.
one
Absolutely.
more time. That's exactly right.
A
Hmm.
counselor is
Yeah.
definitely not the same thing as a therapist, but even a counselor is bound by certain confidentiality agreements.
Hmm.
So even if it was a counselor, if it was at some kind of like clinic or something and they
Hmm.
disclose your information, you can definitely sue,
Yeah.
because that I'm kind of blown by that. And who did they disclose the information to?
Church. Church.
So it was a counselor at
Mhm.
church.
Yeah.
I can't hear.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yes. Okay. Okay. Well,
Yeah.
I can't speak to that. That's different. Because
Yes and no. Yes
it
and
could
no.
just be it could just be a person. No, but they might not be like a real counselor. It could just be someone that the church appointed
No,
as
but it
someone
wasn't. It
to
was a
talk to.
whole real Christian therapist, a whole licensed,
License
established. Yes.
licensed in what?
It wasn't just no random person. They say, oh, you need to talk to this person, blah 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 blah. You need to talk to them. It was a whole. They was licensed, been doing what they were doing as far as being a therapist for 15, 20 years.
Wow.
It's levels of tomfoolery in that.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, because
egregious.
s- yeah, I'm gonna leave that alone. Yeah, but yeah, you needed to seek counsel, and when I say counsel, I mean a lawyer.
Right.
Yeah, because yeah, even in situations like that, the separation of church and state can only cover so much. Um, and some of that is yeah, you probably just needed to talk to somebody about that outside of the
Established.
establishment that you were a part of.
Exactly.
Yeah. But I wanted to acknowledge some of the people that just came in the chat. Uh, Of course, you said something to BFF. Desi, we see you. I don't know if I acknowledged you earlier. I know that Elevated has been in and out of the chat due to technical difficulties, but I still wanted to acknowledge you and appreciate you for coming into the chat and hanging out with us. Tulu TV, we see you. Thank you. Greetings and salutations. We're glad that you were able to come in as well. RP, ladies of iTalk, we appreciate your presence as well, coming into the chat and hanging out with us. Um, Certainly appreciate all of you all that have come in to hang with us these few minutes that that we have left in what we're talking about. Whew. Healing happens when you stop performing. Boy, I tell you.
Yeah.
Mm, mm, mm.
Hmm.
But yeah, I mean, going back to what I was saying originally, I don't think that a lot of people know how to vet their own therapist. They don't. We haven't been in that space like that,
True.
you know. Uh, can As I was going to say, I don't know if he was about to read this question or he wanted me to read it. How can someone support others who are silently struggling?
If they're silently struggling, how are you supposed
Mm.
to be struggling?
I don't think that it's not that. Like, I don't think it's as elusive as it may seem as it
Right.
pertains to someone silently struggling.
Right.
I get the whole thing of people almost um
Yes, ladies of iTalk, just be nice to people. Yeah, just assume that everybody's going through something. That's the answer. And be nice.
Oh, well, I think that some of the people that try to act like they're so perfect or so polished are some of the very ones that are showing signs that they're cracking.
Yes, that part.
Yeah, because I'm like, I mean, yeah, being nice to people, that's wonderful. That most certainly is wonderful. But I think
Hmm.
sometimes you can tell when something is not where it's supposed to be or how it's supposed to be because of that whole thing of I'm trying to be so perfect, so perfect, so perfect, so wonderful, so whatever, crossing every T and dotting every I. You know that they've got to be folding under the pressure.
Exactly, because it's going to start to spill out. You're going to notice it, no matter how silent um they try to stay. You're going to see glimpses of it.
If it's no more than the bags under their eyes,
Hmm.
if it's no more than the slumping of their shoulders, it's
Yeah,
going to be something that's going to be a telltale sign that this person is going through.
yes,
It could be a weight gain, it could be a weight loss, but
yes.
whatever it is, it's going to be something that's going to indicate something's going on here that's not normal.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So then, how do you support them?
Um, Sometimes I think it's about presence.
Yeah.
Sometimes people end up opening up to who's near,
Yeah.
who's around. Like when people open up to complete strangers, you just happen to be there.
Yes, that's true.
And so sometimes I think that the thing of being present with people um is one of the biggest things that could really be a help to somebody. It's just letting them, hey, I'm here if you need me, you
Yeah.
know.
Or
And
just give
even if it's go
you
ahead.
give space too, giving them space to disclose what they need to. So if you, like you were saying, Yolanda, you were saying that it could be, you could see it, like there's certain behaviors that they're exhibiting. So if
Yeah.
you're seeing that, you could kind of mention it in a, in a easy way, like in a
Yeah.
respectful way. Say, I'm noticing that you've been snapping a lot lately. Is something going on? Are you okay? Kind of like
Yeah.
that, just to kind of give them the space to let you know something is going on, and
Mhm.
letting them know that you'll be there for them, even if it's just listening ear.
Yeah. I
Because
mean,
sometimes we want to be solution based and give people uh, a response or give them a solution. But sometimes all they want is just to be heard and just to vent.
yeah. And in some spaces, even though I don't do it with a whole lot of people, because I'm very funny about touching people and they touching me, but I've said, hey, can I give you a hug? You know what I mean? And that
Mm-hmm.
would be just that avenue. I mean, even though, like I said, I don't do it very often, it be in that one moment that I'll say, hey, can I give you a hug today? You look like you need a hug. And the person like loses it, you know what I mean? And it's not that you're intending to do that. It was just that part of them on the inside was crying out by way of saying, I wish someone would recognize this. You know what I mean? And that hug was that thing that caused them to really open up. You know what I'm saying? I don't do that often, to be
Yeah.
honest.
Ladies at iTalk said, just get it out. I shut down when I'm dealing with something and it's not right. Yeah. I think that comes from experience. Maybe there was a time when you did share, or you saw how the people around you react when people shared something vulnerable, and you just don't want to deal with that. So the way that you do deal is by holding it in, which isn't necessarily dealing with it, but that's just the way you respond
It's a coping
when you're
mechanism.
feeling overwhelmed. And right now, like the situation, the way that everything is going, people that you're in contact with every day are going through things, even if it's something as
Mm-hmm.
simple as the price of these groceries, for God's sakes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And they have a large family, and they're worried about having enough food
Yes. Like
Mm-hmm.
how are we gonna make it through through through
through.
this next month or this next week or
Yeah.
whatever, you know.
Like, I went to a conference today and it was a room full of so-called professionals, and so many in the room were sharing their own like angst right now. Like they're just going through, they just don't feel like themselves, they feel overwhelmed. And so it's affecting people in all, all spectrums. It's really a trying time. So like ladies at iTalk said, just be kind as much as you can.
And being
Mhm.
Yeah.
kind is is medicine, but it starts with being kind with you. You have to be
Yeah.
kind with yourself. You have to learn to love yourself
Bars.
and learn to do those things first before you go around spreading all this kindness. If you don't even know how to be kind to yourself, how you gonna give it to somebody else?
Okay. That's so true. Like being kind to yourself. Isn't it crazy how we can be so tough on ourselves, so mean to yourself, the things you say to yourself in your own thoughts. Just
Yeah,
you're right. Starting with being kind to yourself. Hmm.
I mean, and not only that, know what you had a capacity for when it come to other people.
yeah,
Don't bite off more than you can chew. Because sometimes a person feel like you the person I can talk to today, and then you just leave them, drop the ball, and that person in the middle of trying to open up to you, you now close the door, which causes them more pain than what they were experiencing at first.
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
If you know that you already suffering from burnout, don't be huggy bear.
yeah. That's true.
Don't be over there talking about some. I got your back. Whatever you need, call me anytime. And then at 3 o'clock in the morning, you like, what is you calling me for? That's
Right.
not the attitude to have if you know that you can't be there in that capacity. You know, because a little bit goes a long way, but you got to know what little bit you got to offer.
Yeah, that's so true. Because some people you extend that to, honey, they will be calling you all kinds of hours of the day, of the day and night, 24/7.
You have to
Hmm.
be careful
Gotta
who
know.
you say that to. I'm telling
Yeah, you
you.
gotta be careful because they will
Don't
go
offer something you can't deliver on. How about that?
right.
Like that
Hmm.
goes with being kind to yourself too.
It,
Yeah.
it, it
Overextending
is.
yourself because you
Yeah,
want to be liked or you want to be accepted.
yeah,
And it's also okay to be honest too. Like if you don't have the capacity to be there for someone, maybe lead them to someone else that can or something.
yes.
You
Let me
know,
find somebody. Let me refer you. Maybe you can talk to. I'm just gonna use Miss Danielle as an example. Maybe you can talk to Miss Danielle and she can help you find the resources that you need because this right here is
because
just
I'm going
not.
through it too, child.
Yeah, I can't take on that.
Mm-mm.
It's too much.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I
Good.
think that's too. Like I think sometimes we don't want to be honest, like is we don't want to hurt anyone's feelings, and then you end up you
Hurt,
end up on a
hurt
3 a.m.
yourself.
call because you trying to be nice.
Yeah. It seems
Yeah.
like we put our feelings to the back burner sometimes, too busy worrying about others.
Hmm.
It's real. It's so real.
And then who's there for you when you need it?
That
Yeah.
part.
I've been there. I remember one time I had, what is it, 5 or 6 people call me in a day, literally. And when I tell you all of them, every single person was almost literally in tears. I'm talking about 5 people almost before I could breathe and hang up the phone. The next one was dialing in. Um, And when it happens in that capacity, sometimes that can be totally overwhelming, because you're like, I'm listening, I'm praying, I'm, offering, whatever solutions I think I could you do, or providing resources. But I was like, no, nobody asked me how I was feeling, even in the midst of helping them navigate their own issues. Like
Right.
nobody said, well, how are you doing today? Or how are you feeling today? How was your mental? Are you hurting anywhere? Any of it, So I totally get it. Sometimes you are that person, but you're drowning and nobody is throwing you a life jacket.
Hmm. But then you have to be mindful of that too. Like people
Yeah,
that only call you to what I love to call it trauma dump on you, and they don't even ask you. They don't even say, "Dog, you all right?" Nothing. Just
right.
call you with all of their bad news. And that you start wearing that too. Like you start wearing other people's bad news and other people's trauma. Like you have to protect yourself.
You do.
And people might not like it. They might not like that you're not as readily available for them, but oh well.
That's true, but you can't be. There are some people, you have to have a capacity for whoever, that you're available to. And if you don't, you gotta be, like you said, willing to say, hey, this is not my thing, but let me refer you to XYZ person, or I know an organization over here that can point you to where you need to go. Everybody ain't meant for you to open up and bare your soul to.
Mm-hmm.
Let them open up to you. Everybody is just not meant to do that. Everybody ain't your assignment or whatever.
I feel you, D. D said, missed the 24 hours and I had to shut that down. It was too much. Can't help some people. Yeah. And you end up wearing yourself. You ever get off the phone with somebody and you're mentally exhausted?
Oh my God. I mean, drained out.
Like
Look, they
drained.
feeling good. They feeling good. They
Yeah,
done
'cause
got
they done
home.
dumped their
I
trauma
mean,
on you.
they're energized. They're happy. Ooh, I feel better. And then you get up and you feel like somebody just dropped a cinder block in your arms and told you to
Mm-hmm.
go.
Energy transfer. They
Yeah,
done
that
they done
transfer.
took all their negativity and threw it your way. No, thank
Yeah,
you.
yeah. Like not today. Some of those type of people can be leechy and be in
Mm-hmm.
nature very leechy.
I mean, I'll bring it to their attention. Like, do you notice that you only call me when you got something going on? And they be like, no. And I'm like, well, tell me, what have I been going through? Huh? You don't know because you don't ask.
Yeah,
You just call
Right.
me to throw all your trauma on me. I don't want it. I got my own problems.
that's
So
that's so real though.
it is what it is. Like people might think it's mean, but it's really not.
It's in your name, Coach Mean
You
Green.
feel me?
Yeah, you're so funny.
But believe, like, people will definitely call me for advice and all kinds of stuff. And I don't mind giving advice, but if I'm going to give you advice, if I'm going to take time and energy to listen to your problem, you ask me, what should you do? And then I give you a solution. And then you do not do that. Do not call me back in 2 weeks telling me the same problem. Oh,
Why?
because elevated, because the shop's closed,
No, it's not.
seats taken.
I just
But that's the thing about learning about the people that are talking to you. Are they there for a solution? Are they there to just talk, get their gripe off their chest or whatever, you know, or is it a thing where you're feeding and enabling them and that they just want your attention?
Yeah, they just wanna draw off your energy. That's all most of the
Yeah.
time.
And then when people perceive you as the strong one, which I despise,
Oh,
nobody is the strong.
oh,
Everybody
goodness.
deals with problems in a different way, but
Yep.
ain't nobody the strong one. Don't tell me how strong I am, unless you're talking about working out. But don't tell me, oh, coach. Well, they don't, they say my real name.
Yep.
You're so strong. I think that's an insult. I don't know. I'm just resilient. I'm not strong.
I can't say that it's an insult to me, but I have grown over the years to not desire to be strong.
Okay.
I don't want to carry the weight of everyone else's problems just because I can, or just because a person feels like I should.
Yeah, the person thinks you can, but honestly, over time, or hearing or everybody's, you just cannot. You get to a point where you just can't do it anymore.
Mm-hmm.
You really can't, especially if they're calling you with the same story.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, at what point are you going to take accountability and responsibility for your own actions? How bad does it have to get?
What's that word you said, Coach?
Your favorite
What's that? Respond. What? You said
accountability.
responsibility. Huh? What's that?
Oh, responsibility. Oh,
Who
well,
is that?
who is that? It's a elusive phenomenon. That's what the hell it is.
Elusive phenomenon is crazy.
That's funny.
Cause everybody don't you notice how sometimes people are always the victim in their stories? Like everyone,
Mm-hmm.
everything is wrong. The other person did everything wrong. They never do nothing.
Oh my god. Clock it.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's no way. Like we all have flaws. Nobody on this God
Yeah.
is perfect. And if you're in any type of relationship, whether it be a work relationship, romantic, friendship, you played a part in whatever the situation is. There's no way that you did nothing and the other person is always the one. Even if the thing that you did was allow it to keep going on this long, you still have a responsibility.
No, it's still not my fault. All the failed relationships, it was them, not me.
You're funny.
Mhm.
Let me
I
stop.
can admit when I ain't worth a quarter in a relationship. I let them
What?
know off the outset I ain't finna be worth a quarter to you.
Yeah.
Yes, Rodney, for sure. I hate being labeled the strong one. Damn, can I be vulnerable and took care of as well? Being strong gets
Nope.
exhausting.
Nope.
It's free.
Mm-hmm.
Not as a
It's
man.
people automatically just assume you got it. You got it. And
Oh, I hate hearing that. Oh, I hate that. Oh, man, I know you got man.
you got it.
Shut
And I mean, listen, I'm this type of person that I'll make a way. Like I've always
Mhm.
been like that. So
Right.
I guess I understand how that can be perceived as strength, but it's really just not giving up. And I guess in a way that people would perceive that as strength, but I still you still go through the emotions of it. It's not
Mhm.
like I'm some kind of brick wall that doesn't go through the emotion. I still
Right.
go through the emotion, but I'm able to process my emotions. I can identify my emotions. If that's considered strength, then so be it. Yeah. But
Yeah.
but other people don't tend to do that. They really just they're the victim. Like, whoa, poor you. Everybody's out to get you. They see you and they say, "Hey, let's go get her."
Yeah.
I mean, but there's a lot of people that are tethered to their own victimhood in one way or another. Where
Mhm.
that's what they're known for, being the victim, and it's advantageous to the point where people are paying them attention because they somewhere in the corner crying. The folks are willing to do for them because they don't never have it. They always need help in some kind of form, so somebody's coming to the rescue. And they the very ones that end up in a trauma bond because that person feels obligated to do something for them because they always over there crying and singing the same sad song.
Yep.
And then they find those people that love a victim.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yes.
And if you change that mindset and stop being just like work on taking ownership of your own action, wow, that's the game changer, ain't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a real game changer. But it's very difficult to do. A lot of people struggle with this.
Yeah. Sure.
Yep.
We all do to a certain degree. There's certain things that we're probably not willing to admit, especially like if it's in an argument or a disagreement with someone. It's very difficult for people to be vulnerable during those times and be like, you know what, I was wrong.
Huh?
Without but
What?
just I was wrong.
No. It's always a caveat to it.
Like I was wrong. I
But you made me do it.
but right. It's always but. There's no but. Well, there is a but there's no but in that situation.
Right.
I had to learn how to do that though.
It's not
Mhm.
easy to do because
Mm-mm.
that's a huge vulnerability, right? Admit
Mhm.
wrongs because people look at that as weakness, right? And you don't want to be perceived as weak.
True.
True.
Because I guess that's a trauma response, not wanting to be perceived as weak, always wanting to be right,
Mhm.
always the one that has the upper hand. And there's no way that you can always be right and always have the upper hand.
Mhm.
God,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
nobody's God. Like we're all imperfect.
Right.
Mhm.
I need to work on my hero complex. Wanting to save you Captain Save a Hoe? You save a 304?
I hope.
Mhm.
They be like, Rodney, my lights gonna get cut off. Please.
Ah,
Let
Right.
me
not the light.
hold little change to payday. Rodney be like, really?
Dun, da, da, da.
Right.
Oh no.
Right. We just clowning, bro.
Yeah. Well, he said LOL. That's the only reason why I went there. Because he's laughing too. I hope. Nah, but Rodney said he could take a joke. He
Yeah,
said,
he definitely
Captain,
did. Yep.
Captain save everyone. Save everyone financially, mentally, and emotionally. But where do you think that comes from? Where do you think that hero complex comes from? This is not just to Rodney, this to anyone.
Anybody, yeah.
Like, where does that originate?
Insecurity.
You think?
Yeah.
Do you
Mhm.
I think
Um,
go ahead, Tina.
I think that when it comes to the performance, and I'm not saying you have to be insecure now. What I am saying though is you've had instances, a person has had instances in their life where they've been let down on a number of occasions. And what tends to happen is you create this person that's going to always be there, always be integral, always have your back, always be loyal. And because of that, you
Mm,
put on that jacket of, I don't ever want to be like the person that let me down. I don't ever want to be like the person that dropped me.
Yep.
mm.
That part.
When you said that, because
Gloria.
I too am the one that wants to save everybody, lift everybody, hold everybody's hand. Because my dad, he let me down. He's dropped me. Like
Mm,
I see it. That's a
Mhm.
light bulb moment for me. Thank you for
yeah.
that.
Mhm.
You have to think about, like, when we, like, I do this all the well, that's where therapy comes in. And you start to think about the origin of certain behavior, why certain things are triggers. But my condolences to you, my brother.
Oh,
My
wow.
condolences, my deepest condolences.
Yes, sir.
Condolences, Rodney.
Wow, so sorry to hear that.
Yeah, so I was gonna use that word that he used. Like I was gonna say, do you feel like it's an overcompensation?
Mm-hmm.
You know,
It is.
for
It is. It is.
for certain people, right? Not everybody. Obviously, nothing is one size fits all.
Right.
Right.
But
A lot of times it's about trying to fill the space that you were left the void.
Yeah.
You know, because somebody wasn't there for me in this particular area. I want to try my best to vicariously live through another individual by giving to them so I can feel the void within myself.
Mhm.
Yeah.
right.
Mm.
Epi speaking too. She said some people grow up feeling unnoticed, unimportant, or neglected, and have a desire to be needed or admired.
Yes.
True.
And
Yeah.
then you create that by always being the one to be there for everyone. But then
Hmm.
over time, what happens is that will burn you out. That overwhelms you because you're just constantly pouring into everyone else's cup.
Yep.
And you're empty.
I went at the conference. The guy. So it was so cool because all the other speakers were, the others, and the last speaker was a black man. He's a 32 or 34-year-old black man who went through some stuff in his life, and now he's a motivational speaker. And he said that saying, "You can't pour from an empty cup" is incomplete. He was like, "You can pour from an empty cup. What you're pouring from that cup is resentment, is anger." I was like, ooh.
Bars. Hey, bars.
I started shouting. I had to leave. I was like, "Ooh, you at work, girl? Calm down."
Bars.
And he's a young black man. It was just so, oh man,
Oh,
he
that was a mean one.
great to see. I was
Yeah.
trying to get some of it on
Mm.
video. I got nervous. I was like, nah, I ain't gonna put that in my blog. I don't know if we're allowed, but amazing speaker. And when he said that, I was like, ooh. He said, "You can pour." He said, "Anger," and I was like, wow, resentment is a big one. That's a big one. Because what do we always say? When someone doesn't show up for you the way that you showed up for them, how does that feel? Like you resent that you showed up for them.
You do. And that's why you can't expect you from other people.
And that's where that saying comes from. But the reality is you do, because the feeling is there.
Yes.
It feels like you are being neglected when you showed up for that person and genuinely showed up for them. Why? And you're like, why can't you show up for me like that? Like, why?
Yeah.
And that hurts.
We end up investing in the bad ground because what we're expecting as a return on our investment doesn't come. Then we're resentful. But we were never supposed to be sowing into that space in the first place.
Oh gosh. Yeah.
And then, but you know what? You find that out after the fact. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. After you've
But
invested.
not everybody is worthy of you.
No.
And you can't give you to everybody. You can't be out here spreading yourself far and wide.
Oh, it's a wicked laugh for me.
Sorry.
It is after 11, so yeah, coach.
Yeah.
And it's heavy. Like what we're talking about is heavy. And I always be thinking like when you have like a heavy topic and you never know who's listening. And I just like I'm just like, I don't want to be triggering anyone. You know what I'm saying? But
Mhm.
hopefully we're not. Hopefully someone is being blessed by the message.
Yeah,
Right,
absolutely.
right.
Some focus on other people's problems so they won't have to deal with their own issues. Woo! And problems. It's easy to fix someone else. Looking in the mirror, bomba clot, refuge. Looking in the mirror can be the hardest thing to do.
Yes.
At
Yes,
the
we
Yeah.
are.
mirror, you're looking back at you.
Yep.
Bars.
Lady,
Yeah.
what did they do to you at church this past Sunday? Because you're
Woo!
coming with a word.
I
Mm,
know that's right.
mm.
Yeah.
About it.
That's so true though. That everybody always can fix everybody else, right?
Yes.
Ooh, my God. Huh.
Okay, cool.
Looking in the mirror is difficult. Some people really
It
avoid
is.
it. They avoid it.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
I mean, it's not
that
easy to pull a knife on your own self.
that's so
it
true.
is, yeah, to put it on yourself is that's not
Yeah.
very easy to do.
All right.
Mm-mm.
So everybody take the message and listen. Don't have any mirrors in your house. Boom.
You know what?
Oh, here we go. I knew it was something.
I mean, right. He was waiting to say that.
I've learned to dial back on that. I was the anchor to a lot of people. 90% were genuinely appreciative, but I still need to stop being so much of a I got you type. That's
Yeah.
that I got you.
I still struggle with that. Like honestly. Like, yeah. So that's a good point, Rodney.
Yeah, I got
Mhm.
you. That's what it's like, almost embedded to that, for that to be the response, right? Someone
Mhm.
tell you that they're probably like, I got you. But do you got you? No.
That's the point. You got
You
to
over
make
there
sure you got.
struggling. You over there struggling.
So, I mean, in my brain, like I don't mind because I feel like I'm blessed enough to the point.
Mm-hmm.
But like it's if I do call you the one time after I got you those 30, 50, 100 times and you can't deliver that one time I asked you, because I'm not even gonna ask again, but that one time you say you can't do whatever I need, like pause. Yeah, it's over for you.
Mhm.
Sometimes we overthink too. True.
Yeah, that's my issue. Overthought. Yeah,
Hmm.
I'm always overthinking. Can't help it. But
Or misinterpreting things too. Sometimes you might think that someone it's like a personal attack on you, but it's really just their issue. It's not really, they're not out to get you per se. It's their issue that they have to work through.
Yeah, you just got in a pathway. You were just
Right.
the unintended target.
mhm.
Right.
You just kind of walked into it not meaning to, and it wasn't even directed at you, but you caught you caught it all.
And that's when they say people trying to make the shoe fit.
Hmm.
If it don't fit, I mean,
You must.
why does that even bother you?
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Yes.
Hanging off a dear life by a thread, but everyone sees the mask you wear daily.
That.
Mm.
Mhm.
Yo, Pooh, what the F, man? Like
Mm-hmm.
Pooh spent some fire tonight.
The overthought can correlate to performing based on thinking we are supposed to know everything is okay, to not know things but strive to. What? The overthought can correlate to performing based on thinking we are supposed to know everything is okay, to not
Uh-uh.
know things but
Uh,
strive to.
nope.
No, no,
I
no.
messed up.
Yeah, because I can see where the
The, o-
pause need
the,
to be
o-
in.
the overthought can correlate to performing based on thinking we are supposed to know everything. It's
Period.
okay to not know things, but strive to.
Okay, got it.
Mhm.
And that's why Hooked on Phonics works for me.
Oh my God.
You're so funny.
Oh my God, Coach.
He said, yeah, this started Superman strong, but I get it, Epi. I'm zoned in on this tonight. I don't know why.
Because somebody need to hear it.
Yeah,
It might not even be you, Epi. You might be able to pass the message along.
oh yeah.
And you know, that's why, you know, it caught your interest like the way it did. And I'm good with that. Sorry if y'all don't give me that usually happens. Nah, you good, Torin. You
Yeah,
good, bro.
I'm just slow. Don't worry about it.
She said it. I'm not going to disagree.
I can stand in that. You know what I'm saying?
There you go. See that? Her silent battle is now out in the open. See that? Let me stop. Let me stop. Let me stop.
The fire is hot tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah, fire burn. Mm. All right, y'all. Last talking point is going to be turning pain into power. Every wound has wisdom if you listen if you listen closely. Silent battles build inner endurance and perspective. Pain transforms when you stop avoiding it and start understanding it. Your testimony is being written in the silence you survive.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
Book
That's
drop.
definitely mic drop.
Yep. That's true.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing. It's not in vain, no way.
Right.
The pain is going to turn into something.
Yeah.
Whether it is the power that causes you to implode, the power that causes you to explode, or the power that causes you to move forward.
Oh, dang, Tina.
She nipped it in the bud right there.
And me all the way. The mic drop. You know, yes, see y'all tomorrow.
Yeah, so the pain is that's either gonna cause you to implode, explode, or decompose due to the various natures.
Oh my God.
That was my bad. Uh, so obviously I figured out my technical difficulties.
Yay.
What was
That's
it?
see.
NordVPN,
Mm.
raggy mother effers.
Uh-uh.
But yeah,
We
I
conquered.
guess I'll catch the playback, see how bad it is.
It wasn't that bad.
Not at
No,
all.
it wasn't.
The
Um,
ladies helped to hold the fort up this time.
I know
Yes.
that's why y'all are all the MVPs.
Hey, listen, we run it like a fire old machine. You know how to pick it up.
Not a finally Diddy oiled machine. That's
Oh,
Not Diddy.
that's about Diddy.
Did
Who
it.
else
Did
added
it.
Diddy? Ain't no Diddy, and then we ain't no Diddy.
all right. No Diddy. My bad.
I just want to know if you're going to put it in a book, Abby Pooh.
Right. Put it in
Boy,
the
do I have a testimony and not ready to share it as yet.
Mm. Yo, put that in the book and then give snippets on social media. Tell them to buy your book. Boom.
I know that to be right.
Yep.
Make it an audio book so we can feel where you're
Audio
coming
book.
from.
Oh, wait.
Yeah. Talk about it. Talk your talk.
Yeah, that'll be fire. Just let us know when you drop that Epi Pool.
I know that's right. So we can support.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Just let us know.
Definitely tell yours before I tell mine. I ain't ready.
She said, I ain't ready.
I ain't ready.
It's no time like the present. Let me
I
stop.
put
I sound like Kobe.
on my plate. Again, until it pushes
Amen.
my passion to pursue progress productively. You better come on here, Master P.
Pain on my plate, pick it up until it pushes my passion, pursue progress productively. Swing
Exactly.
periodically.
Potentially.
In perpetuatively.
Oh, man.
Okay.
What? Okay. Dang. We had 2 hours, so I'm good.
It's a very sobering topic for sure.
All right, so we gotta go back raggedy tomorrow. All right. I could do
We
that.
got to be raggedy,
I could
raggedy,
do that.
raggedy.
Nice and raggedy.
Mhm.
Oh, man.
I'm here for it. Let's get it.
He said I just realized that's too many damn peas. Nah, it made sense though, Rodney. Like
It did, Rodney.
it's
It made
not like you was just speaking some stupidness. It made perfect sense. See, I
Mhm.
used another P word. See that?
Yeah, he didn't use all the P words.
Lord have mercy. Ken.
Sorry. She said she used all the P words.
I
Mm,
can't.
mm.
Gee.
That part, that part.
Yeah, facts. Turning pain into power is about understanding, channeling, processing the fire and pain you went through into purpose and meaningful growth.
And welcome to the Intentionally Random Broadcast. Thank you and have a wonderful night.
Good point, Epi.
That was very good, Epi.
Shut your raggedy ass down, NordVPN. Damn. Yes, I want to. Hey. All right, y'all. Yeah, NordVPN won't let me be great. I appreciate y'all. Through the technical difficulties, still we rise. Pause.
Indeed.
I
Big
appreciate.
Better together.
Yeah, we did.
Ayo.
We
You.
held it steady.
You could have been anywhere in the internet streets, but you're here, and I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for everybody that's watching the live stream. We will be back tomorrow, same time. Maybe a ratchet topic. Maybe we'll keep it on par with the positivity and production and productivity and the positivity
All the P. All the P.
of our performances. You know, stop. I can't. Wow, right out.
Oh.
But profusively, we appreciate y'all. Profoundly, thank y'all. We catch y'all tomorrow. Later.
Good night, everyone.
Good night, everyone. See you
Good night,
guys.
Rodney.
tomorrow.
Good night.
Good night, Epi.
Good
Good
night.
night.
Raggedy ass Nord.